A very good morning, children. In today's class of economic application, we shall take up a topic that is ecosystem. Okay. In today's class, we shall study what is an ecosystem, and of course, we will also see the impact of agricultural practices on the ecosystem. So, this is the topic we are going to discuss in today's class. Well, but before we go on to proceed on today's topic, a bit of recap on what we did in the last class. In the last class, we studied about the various causes of low productivity, or the problems of Indian agriculture. This is what we studied in the last class. Okay, so as I said today, first of all, let us see what is an ecosystem. Okay, see. Every day what we see around us, every day we see a different kind of living beings. No, when I say living beings, it means everything. Okay, right from your birds or animals or trees or plants or flowers, etc., and non-living things. Like say the rivers, the mountains, the oceans. Around us, we see all these things around us. Okay, so these things, taken together constitute our environment. Okay, together, all this together is called what? An environment. Okay, so in fact, there cannot be any human life on earth without environment, isn't it? So these things are dependent on each other and found in a particular type of an environment, which is called what? It is called an ecosystem. All right. Okay. So this, this term, ecosystem was coined by a British botanist whose name was Transley in the year 1935. All right. Okay. So in short, we can say an ecosystem includes all the living things in a particular area interacting with, each other and also with their non-living environment. All right. Okay. Now we will see, the components of ecosystem. What are the various components of ecosystem? Okay. There are three components of ecosystem. First is the terrestrial, ecosystem. All right. So what does terrestrial ecosystem mean then? See, terrestrial ecosystem, it consists of, say, forest ecosystem or a grass ecosystem and desert ecosystem. All right. So, it operates on land, for example, as I said, forest, desert, grassland and agro-based ecosystem. All right. Then we have the second component of ecosystem is an aquatic ecosystem. All right. What is an aquatic ecosystem? Then see, an aquatic system, ecosystem, it operates on water. All right. Okay. So aquatic ecosystem is mainly of two types, that is marine and fresh water. All right. So a marine ecosystem, it deals with oceans. Okay, which covers around 64.5% of the Earth's surface. All right. On the contrary, freshwater ecosystem consists of what? Ponds, lakes, rivers, streams, etc. All right. And then the third component of ecosystem is an artificial ecosystem, and this artificial ecosystem are basically these are man-made system, and to name some, fisheries, tanks, dams, cropland. Okay, these comes under artificial ecosystem. Okay, so it is a man-made. All right. Okay, so these are the components of ecosystem. Now we're going to see the impact of agricultural practices on the ecosystem. Okay. Okay, the first impact of agricultural practices on the ecosystem is desertification. All right. Now, what is desertification then? See, desertification is the washing away of the earth's topsoil due to various factors and largely by the human activities. Okay. So, desertification can be defined as a land degradation in arid or semi-arid and subhumid areas, resulting from the various factors including climatic variation and human activities. Okay, so in short we can say that desertification is washing away of the earth's topsoil due to various factors, and these factors are largely the contribution of the human activities. That means human activities are largely responsible for desertification. Okay, so let us see some of the causes. As I said just now, that desertification, the impact of agricultural practices on the ecosystem is desertification. Okay, now what are the various causes that led to desertification that we are going to see now? Okay, see, like there are plenty of causes behind this, but we are going to see some of the main causes. Right now, the first cause is overgrazing. Okay, overgrazing. Especially to meet the needs of growing population. All right, and cattle farming is increasing rapidly. So this removes what? This removes the vegetation cover that protects the soil from the erosion. Okay, so animal grazing is a huge problem for many areas that are starting to become what? Deserts. Okay, if there are too many animals that are overgrazing in a certain spot, then what happens? It makes it difficult for the plant to grow back again. Okay, therefore what happens? It leaves what? Overgrazing leaves the land a sort kind of barren. Okay, if the plants cannot grow back again, then what happens? The soil tends to become what? Barren. You understood? So overgrazing is one of the very cause which leads to desertification. All right, and the next cause is deforestation. Okay, now see. As you know, deforestation, what does it mean then? Okay, see, usually it destroys, in deforestation, what happens? People, they destroy trees and forest in order to, what? In order to clear the, in order to say, make land available either for, growing crops or for domestication or to make houses, etc. You understood? Okay, so, when people are looking to move into an area or they need trees in order to make houses and do other tasks, then they are what are they doing? They are contributing to the problems related to desertification. All right, so without the plants, especially the trees around, the rest of the biome cannot thrive, they cannot survive. You understood? Okay, so deforestation is also one of the grave cause leading to what? So-called desertification. Understood? Okay, now let us see the next cause of desertification then. Well, the next cause is, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides. Yes, now see, the use of excessive amount of fertilizers and pesticides, to maximize crop yields in a short term often leads to what? A significant damage for the soil. So in order to get a good harvest in a very short period of time, you make use of what? Too much of excessive what? Chemical fertilizer and pesticides. Okay, the use of such kind of pesticides and fertilizers in the long run is not good for the soil. Okay, well, in the long run, what happens? This may turn from arable into arid land over the time, and it will no longer be suitable for farming purposes after a few years of excessive farming. Okay, why? Since the soil has been damaged too much over the time. You understood? So, if you use too much of pesticides and chemical fertilizers, then in a long run, what happens? The soil loses its fertility. You understood? Then the land just becomes a wasteland. You can no more grow crops on it. It becomes unfertile. You understood? Okay. So the use of excessive fertilizers and pesticides is also one of the cause of desertification. All right. Okay. The next cause of desertification is soil pollution. Okay, now see, soil pollution is a significant cause. Mainly, it has really led to the desertification. Soil pollution, it has a major contribution in causing desertification. You understood? See, most of the plants are quite sensitive to their natural living condition. Okay, so when soil becomes polluted due to various human activities, then the respective area of the land may suffer from desertification in a long run. Okay, so the higher the level of pollution, more will be the degradation of soil in a course of time. Okay, so these are some of the points. These are some of the points like overgrazing, deforestation, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides, soil pollution. These are some of the causes leading to what? Desertification. All right. So, secondly, the construction of dams have also led to a loss of habitat spaces. Okay, a construction of large dams and hydroelectrical project has posed a very big threat to the ecosystem. Okay, today, if you see, it has been estimated that during 1951 to 76, about 0.49 million hectares of forest land has been lost due to major river valley projects. Okay, so what happens is that changes in the land use have destroyed the natural habitat of the organism, and they are driving out thousands of species of plants and animals on the verge of disappearance. Understood? So, if ecosystem is destroyed or changed drastically, then what happens is that the habitat means a place in which the organism lives. Okay, so the habitat and its organism also gets lost forever. Isn't it? Now, if you take an example of tigers, today it is estimated that, the total number of tigers in the entire world is between 5,000 to 7,500. Okay, with around about 3,000 or even less in India. So this is the impact of all this is the impact of agriculture or other kind of human activities on the ecosystem. All right. And thirdly, the agricultural practices have led a very bad impact on the topsoil. Okay, topsoil here means, the top layer of the soil, that is the top layer of the earth crust, is very fertile. You understood why? Because it contains rich organic matter, all right, good amount of mineral nutrients, soil, air, and microorganism, which facilitates what? Crop production and high yield. Okay, and the natural factors and agricultural practices are disturbing the top most layer of the soil and making the field what? Unfertile. You understood? Okay, now this process of soil getting eroded and is also known as what? Soil erosion, isn't it? So this is also called soil erosion or degradation of land. So this is the impact that agricultural practices are having on the top layer of the soil, which is very important for agricultural purposes. Okay. And lastly, the excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides have also greatly contaminated the soil. Okay, see they contaminate the surface and the groundwater and cause what? Waterborne diseases. Isn't it? And the quality of the drinking water also gets deteriorated due to the disposal of fertilizers into the land. Isn't it? Okay, and the fertility of the land also, it gets reduced. All right, so it reduces the proportion of organic matter in the soil. You understood? And it also disturbs the entire ecosystem of the lake, ponds, rivers, and and underground water due to the accumulation of such kind of chemical fertilizers that farmers put in the soil. Okay, so this way the indiscriminate or the excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides have also caused a great harm on the ecosystem. It has put a bad impact on the ecosystem. All right. So these are the various impact of agricultural practices on the ecosystem we saw today. In the coming up classes, what we're going to see is we're going to see what is soil erosion and what are the various factors responsible for soil erosion, and we will also see what is, we've already seen what is desertification. Okay, now we will also see what are the causes of desertification. So majorly in the coming up classes we are going to see the causes of this impact what the agricultural practices have left on the ecosystem, like desertification is there, then we have soil erosion, etc. Now we are going to go a little deeper and see the causes of all those points in the coming up classes. Okay, for now I think we're going to stop the class here. Please stay tuned for coming up class. Stay safe.